guys. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's been not really a long time, but it feels like it's been a while. I think having a little bit of time off work just alters my sense of time a little bit. I'm suddenly like, what day is it? I kept thinking today was Monday, when it was in fact not. It was very much Tuesday. In fact, a very important Tuesday. The last Chainsaw Man Tuesday for who knows how long. Genuinely hard to say. Hopefully we get a season 2. I won't talk too much about Chainsaw Man because it literally dropped like 2 hours ago, and I know some people might actually want to watch it and have that not be spoiled for them. So please know that despite how much I want to talk about Chainsaw Man, I will, in fact, restrain myself for your benefit. Hello, Josh. Hello, Kalos. Hello, Bane. Hello, Roz. Hello, Mari, via Roz. It's not been ages. It's just been a little while. Did you guys get cool stuff for Christmas? I got sent... First of all, okay, Christmas recap. Check this out. This is a porcelain palette. So it's like ceramic, and there's this tray to mix stuff in, because I don't actually want a wet palette, but my friend Kraz, who you may have seen in the chat before, wanted me to have something a little bit nicer than a plastic palette. So I have this lovely, and it's like so cute, and it's got all the little wells. I really like it. So I got that for Christmas, which is just a fun hobby upgrade. And then I got this, which you will never see me take off anymore. This is a Mothman signet ring, so I can also use this to wax seal letters. It's basically the coolest thing ever. And then of course I've got my Imperial Knights that I bought myself. I thought about assembling some of them, but I don't know if I actually want to do that on stream. I'm very intimidated by the Big Knight, which I think everybody has collectively decided I'm gonna make into a Knight Warden, which is cool. That was one of the options I was kind of hoping for. So that's exciting. Yeah, it's a very cool palette. Hello, Riley. Hello, Brady. Gosh, everybody's here. Hello. It's very nice to see everyone. I hope you all had a nice holiday. Hi, Josh. Hi, Goober. My goodness. So many people tonight. You'll have to be patient with me, okay? I'm gonna try my best to keep up with chat. I really am. That doesn't mean stop chatting. The algorithm likes it when you say words, so keep saying those words. We have to appease the almighty, powers that be of the algorithm. Hey, cash is a great gift, okay? It's the gift that everybody secretly wants. That's fine. That's fine, Kalos, that you don't celebrate. Like, all holidays or lack of holidays are valid. I just like asking, because it's like I don't go to elementary school anymore, so people ask you. Like, no one's asking me if I got cool stuff from Santa, okay? And sometimes you just want to show off your cool new stuff, and Christmas is a good day to do that. I don't think I can even pretend as though I'm not celebrating. I very much do. We're trying Animal Crossing music in the background. instead of random old songs, so we'll see how that affects or completely doesn't at all affect painting. Just mixing some brown into this color scheme to see if I like it. It's gotta still kind of read as like McDonald's-y. But I think the colors were getting just a bit too abstract, so I wanted to bring in a neutral so it can still kind of read as Necromunda-y. And brown is pretty good for that, you know. Can't go too wrong these days with brown. I did not graduate from elementary school 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I can punch people in the face and then Mothman will just be there. Not that I really go around punching people in the face. I think there's only like... You know what? Yeah, I don't really go around punching people in the face. I'm not gonna say anything further than that. It's not something I've ever done before. Hello, Anno. How's it going? A big pickle jar of apple butter sounds like the ideal present. Like, that would be cool. Apple butter is just good. I think adding in a little bit of brown does help. It's probably what it needed. Oh, that needed to still be red. I lied. Get off there. That's fine. It just looks dirty now. I do want to add just a little bit of like weathering kind of stuff to the coat. Should probably find a sponge, but that would involve some level of effort that I just don't have right now, so. I'm going with paintbrush. You just, you know, you gotta look dirty if you're out in the ash wastes. I have no idea what I want to do for the bases. Because as much as it's supposed to be Necromunda, there's something in me that's just like, make vibrant cyberpunk style bases, and I'm like, no, Fives, don't do that. So this is like the test model one. I'm still kind of finishing him up, because I know I want to go with the color scheme at this point, but I gotta figure out all the little details that I want to add. Yeah, I'm excited to write a letter and send it and seal it with a Mothman seal. I can't decide who to write to first. Oh yeah, I have sponges somewhere. I have plenty of sponges. I've just been too lazy to go and look for them. Cipher the bases, dude. Listen, okay, we all know that I spent like, I don't know, 6 days watching Five Nights at Freddy's playthroughs. I confessed to that on a previous stream. So that's established lore that everyone was kind enough to not make fun of me for. But like, the flooring in that game specifically in the Security Breach game, where they're in this like futuristic mall. Like, well, I guess retro futuristic is the best term for it, since it's like technically, God, like 2035 or something, but it's built to look like the 80s. I don't fucking know what's happening. But all the flooring in that game is really cool and shiny. It's got like neon lights and stuff. I guess it's more like nostalgia core, if that's a term. I don't know what the kids are calling it. Cyberpunk is probably a bit too catch-all, but like, yeah, just some weird 80s, 90s bowling alley carpet, arcade floor kind of stuff. I mean, you're looking at the floor for a considerable portion of these games, so it's not like I didn't notice. Josh asks, what are the themes of Chainsaw Man, and why should I watch it? Okay, let's start with the basics. If you like anime fight scenes, which are often very well animated and interesting to watch, and if you're like me, you like a good bit of blood in your entertainment media, it's got that. So the little violent thing inside of me that doesn't know how to express itself is quite happy to see some violence. Studio Mappa animates it as well, and they're pretty well known for doing good fight scenes. The themes of Chainsaw Man. Jeez, if I had to try and explain, it really focuses on, I guess I would say people finding a place to turn when they don't have another option, and how, that can lead to a very reckless life. Either someone in abject poverty getting a singular opportunity and devoting way too much to it because they kind of don't know any better and they haven't had any role models or any chance to succeed or any type of positive figure in their life until an opportunity comes along, and how that can, like, on the one hand, bring together some sort of found family. On the other hand, the motives of the people who are giving the orders are inevitably going to affect your quality of life at some point. And, I mean, I don't know. This is just season 1, so I can't really say that I know exactly where this is going. There's definitely a critique on, like, child grooming, that I'm not exactly sure how nuanced that take is going to get. Right now, it definitely seems like, bad, do not do, this is what happens when this happens, sort of take, but I approach all animes that handle any sort of sensitive topics with a grain of salt. It seems like Chainsaw Man has gone about the, like, nuanced-ish critique route, but who knows if that will stay the case. It's hard to say, but it's a lot about, like, a little bit about revenge, about opportunity. There's a lot of really fun characters. And it is very ridiculous at times, but not in, like, a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure way of being ridiculous. More of just, like, a... I don't know. It's difficult to, like, pin down exactly. Because you find out that the main character, who I assumed was, like, 20, 21 when I started watching Chainsaw Man, is actually 16, which explains a lot of his actions. A lot of very silly stuff does happen. There's a good few episodes with a cat named Meowie, who's like, he looks just like Achilles, except he has both eyes and is a little bit more brown and a little bit less ginger. How the fuck did Five Nights at Freddy's reach 2035? Listen, Riley, there is a whole genre of Five Nights at Freddy's lore YouTubers who would love to explain exactly that to you. I am so lucky to be able to tell you that is not me. I am not that person. Mari wants to know if I am excited for the Security Breach DLC. Excited is the wrong word, I would say. I don't look forward to it with a great deal of anticipation. I will absolutely watch people play it, but I'm not like on the edge of my seat like, boy, I can't wait for this to come out. It's not like how I was with, what was I really excited for this year? It's not like how I am when, the season finale of Modao Zushi came on, or how I was with, I guess even Chainsaw Man I got really hyped for. I know there's been other shows and things this year that I've, or, Glass Onion. I was really hyped for the new, Knives Out movie I was excited for. I'm sure there was other stuff too. I was excited for Jordan Peele's Nope. Which I did see. So yeah, Security Breach DLC, I don't know. I'm still sort of finding, how I respond to Let's Play content. There's a lovely feeling of once again being on my cousin's couch and watching them play video games, which is a feeling I haven't felt in years. It's very nostalgic and warm, kind of delightful, honestly. I don't think I understood why people liked that genre so much until I spent some time with it, but there's something about it that's very comforting. Fortunately, having just gotten into watching videos like that now, there's a huge backlog of basically every game you could ever want. Yeah. Have fun at your friend's house, Roz. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Josh, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like Jedi, I would say. Devil Hunters and Jedi have a lot more in common than you would think. And to be fair, there are no characters that have like season 1 Ahsoka from Clone Wars kind of irritating to them. So you just sort of bypass all of that, which is nice. Should you watch JoJo? No, I honestly cannot recommend that you watch JoJo. I cannot recommend that anime to a single soul. Do I have a lot of fun watching JoJo and then screaming at Liam because of what happens and how ridiculous it is? Absolutely. Would I recommend it to a single other human soul? No. I do not think it is good. I do not think it is even worth the time that I put into watching it, which is off and on, to be fair. Yeah, I can't, I can't condone that. Ahsoka, she's in the Clone Wars series. She's Anakin's apprentice. Padawan, that's what it's called. I was searching for the fake word. Ahsoka is the best Star Warrior from Star Wars. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't think you can take someone as cool as Yoda or Mace Windu and just be like, actually, no. I think Ahsoka's cool, though. Don't get me wrong. Don't like, mistake me on that. Also, I do like Obi-Wan Kenobi a great deal. And I mean, my favorite Star Wars character of all time is probably Mr. Mandalorian himself. I don't know if that's like a hot take or not, because I know there's tons of people who are like, Disney is ruining the Star Wars cinematic universe. And it's like, okay, go have fun. Go do something else with your life. Let people have their fun where they can get it, because honestly, God, there's so much going on in the world all the time. I'm just gonna enjoy the fun little Grogu show. You know? Star Wars ruins Star Wars. So, Joe, listen, if you want some, like, actual anime recommendations, like, if you are genuinely asking me for what anime would I say to start with, or, like, what anime did I start with to get into anime as a genre, or things that you think, like, would be easy to get into, but something like that. A lot of my recommendations are gonna be horror based because I really enjoy horror as a genre. Um, and I have a lot of like really specific criteria that I try and follow when recommending animes to people that probably most people wouldn't really bother with. Because I had such a hard time adapting to the conventions of the genre myself. Like, I remember really being bothered when ridiculous, over the top stuff would happen. When people had unusual hair colors, I would always be like, why is it like that? Why is this like that? There was a lot of stuff to anime that I just couldn't sort of sink my teeth into and really get behind. So it was definitely tough at first, and I had a hard time acclimating to the genre, I suppose. I'm really glad that I did, because there are some very incredible things out there. Clearly, I'm passionate about a lot of the shows that I've watched, but without knowing kind of what sort of media you really enjoy or what your comfort level is with stuff like blood or gore, or in my case, when I was first getting into anime, I hated anything with overly sexual content. It just made me roll my eyes, because that's kind of the reputation that anime has of a lot of that, which is not unfounded. There's way too much of it in the industry, and it's incredibly problematic. So, yeah. Finding stuff without that in it is pretty hard. There's many more animes than Dragon Ball Z. Many, many more. But if you like that sort of over the top power up fighting kind of travel adventure shit that Dragon Ball Z does, there's so many animes that do that kind of shit. And I say that without having watched Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, I would have to know a little bit more about what kind of media you enjoy watching before I could give a good recommendation, Josh. I mean, my favorite anime of all time is still Haikyuu, which is a volleyball sports anime. Which is not one that I recommend to people as like a first. I don't think it's a good first anime. I don't think that's a very easy one to sort of accept. It doesn't have a lot of interesting things going on, if I'm honest. It's very long volleyball matches. Like, that's kind of a hard thing to sell it on. But my true love language, I think, people talk about all the different ways, but like, every time I watch Haikyuu, I come back to it pretty often, but I've been through a couple friend group shifts over the years, and I always realize that my friend group has changed, or that I've made a new friend in a significant way when I go back to Haikyuu, and I start thinking about which of my friends remind me of which of the different characters. I will never probably tell any of my close friends this, mostly because they don't watch Haikyuu, so the compliment would be meaningless, but I have quite a few good friends who remind me of my favorite characters in Haikyuu, and it's quite fun to me to, in some way, be like, ah, yes, would that we were watching this together, I could point to that character and go, that is absolutely you. I find myself doing that all the time with people who mean a lot to me, whether they know it or not, so that's, I don't know, that's very specific to that anime, and it's not something that, like, I can recommend to someone for any reason, but it's definitely, like, part of why I enjoy going back and watching that show so much. Starter animes that I guess I would recommend regardless of who you are or what kind of media you like is if you are above the age of 18 and at least have a passing interest in fantasy, Castlevania is really good. It's pretty easy to get into because none of the shit that happens is like shit that has to be explained by anime rules. You're just kind of like, oh, vampires can do this? That makes sense. So it's, I don't think that you need a starter anime, Josh, necessarily, but like, things like there's a whole subgenre of anime where the genre is, it's called like the magical girl genre, and it's not really one that I enjoy, but basically I think it started with Sailor Moon, and it's all just girls who get magic powers somehow and like change into fancy outfits and have powers while we're like, it's just, it's not a concept that I had a direct like Western association with, and I'm sure someone could be like, yeah, it's basically like superhero shit, but that didn't register to me when trying one out for the first time. So instead of focusing on the actual shit that was happening in the anime, I was just very confused about the why of it all. And again, maybe I just consume media in a different way than other people. I find starter animes are important because a lot of people come into anime with most times an actually justified preconceived notion of the genre and what it can do. And how it is. Like, it's just people with funny hair colors screaming, getting superpowers, and also a lot of objectification of women. Lots of animes are like that. I can't sit here and honestly deny that, but there's also a lot of animes that aren't like that and have genuinely made a very large impact on how I view the world. So, yeah, it's, I like to give recommendations often that aren't universal because it's kind of like giving a gift in a way. When I recommend something, I want to be, either I think this is something that can universally be enjoyed by everyone regardless, or I want to give a very specific recommendation to the person, knowing them and being like, oh, you like if you like Castlevania, you're probably also gonna like Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust because they're both really cool anime vampire things. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have to be like there's no hidden agenda to me being like, oh, you need to watch a starter anime. It's just when considering what to recommend to someone, I want the first thing that they try, or the first few things that they try, I want to be able to be like, yeah, this is good and you like it. I want my recommendations to be stuff that people like. So, yeah. Maybe that stems from a lot of the time when I would recommend stuff to people, they would only take one recommendation, and if they didn't like it, they would basically just move on from it, which is fair. I mean, there's only so much media in the world that people have time for. So, I guess I have the lingering thought that I need to make my recommendations count when I give them. Whether that is justified or not, I couldn't say. saw Vampire Hunter D when you were a kid. There's two versions. There's like a older animated version, and then there was a newer one that both deal with different stories. The first one based on Vampire Hunter D, the first novel, which I don't think is the best novel. And then Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust is based off the novel Vampire Hunter D Demon Death Chase, which is a much, much, much cooler title. And is better animated and better done, in my humble opinion. Would I watch a Warhammer anime if it was based on the Tau? I'd give it the classic 2-episode test, for sure. Absolutely. I can't tell if there's any paint left in this bottle, but I am going to squeeze it and find out. I think this one may be dry, guys. I think I probably have to replace this. Which is a shame. I had been using the color. But maybe, since we are working with metallics, maybe I'll try a different color and see how I like that. Hello, Mundane Twig. Yeah, we're talking anime. Josh is asking me a bunch of anime questions, and I'm doing my best to answer them. I think anime and Warhammer would actually be pretty good fits for each other, because, I mean, I'm sure a lot of anime fans would be like, haha, no, we're not gonna get into Warhammer, and a lot of Warhammer fans would be like, haha, no, we're not gonna get into anime. But if you think about it, both genres have a lot of overpowered characters doing magic bullshit and saving the day all the time. Like, you tell me what the difference between, like, a Primarch and the protagonist of a shonen are. And there's not too much space in between what we're dealing with. This paint is extremely thin. Probably needs to be mixed more. Do I have the patience to do it? I don't know. Kind of like how that looks, actually. Yes, I am just using a crappy brush to paint on the metallics. It is extremely crusty. Thank you for noticing. I hate this. I think that could look okay. Sailor Moon, but with Trays in the Infinite. Something like that. I mean, there's a lot of, like, anime where it's like, oh yeah, like, Jujutsu Kaisen through another lens is just people training for the Space Marine program or whatever. I would love to write the treatment of an anime for, like, pilots of Imperial Knights. I think I talked about this once before. I have a working idea for that. Like, I have a whole plot in my head about it, but there's no purpose to writing stuff like that except me having a bit of fun. So yeah, my knights have backstories and pilots, and then those pilots get along or don't get along with potential other pilots. All in my fun little Warhammer brain. I like applying this because it actually kind of makes all the guns look like shitty Happy Meal toys now, with just glitter on them. So this kind of works out perfectly. Yeah, Quinn's anime would go hard as fuck. Painting your Eldar scouts, cool. That's true. I mean, I feel like there's... See, anime is really... It's not so much... And this is kind of difficult to explain, but animation and anime, they're both just mediums, not exactly genres. So, like, yeah, Warhammer is super grimdark, but it's not like if the Warhammer franchise were gonna branch out into commissioning animes, which I don't even know that they have the money to do. I don't really understand how capitalism in terms of that works, like in terms of IP and stuff, but sorry, I'm mixing up colors. What the fuck was I talking about? They'd be able to just use anime as a medium to kind of make whatever stories they want, whether grimdark or hopeful. I do think that is a lot of people's complaint with 40K, is that it's too grimdark, but I mean, we all knew when I listened to that audiobook about Angron and wouldn't shut up about it for like 2 weeks, I think there's a place for those stories to be affecting and interesting as well. Whether Warhammer decides to make them affecting and interesting is kind of a different can of worms, but I do have this curse of liking literally everything. Every Games Workshop product almost. I like a model in, or I'm interested in the lore of just a little bit, so I end up involved with quite a few. Like, I have a fully painted Cursed City set, and I've never once actually played it. I'd like to someday. Maybe I'll put that on my mood board for 2023. Yeah, I'm sure they already did a few animated series on Warhammer Plus. I never bothered to subscribe to Warhammer Plus. So I can't really speak to how those turned out. I'm just saying it could be done. I don't think that it will, though. And I was thinking more something along the lines of like a Castlevania, a Cyberpunk Edge Runners, something where they're trying not to specifically kind of fall into the pigeonhole of just Warhammer fans, but branch out to a wider audience. I suppose that's what they're gonna maybe attempt to do with this Henry Cavill project. I mean, no one really knows what the details of that are, but we'll just stay tuned and see what happens. Watching with interest to see if that ends up being a train wreck or not. Last time when that news just came out, I was talking also about how I had watched a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's playthroughs. Wow, life really does come about in full circles sometimes. But, how they were talking about a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I said, mark my words, we will have a FNAF movie long before this Warhammer project ever comes to life. And as though to spite me, they finally announced, like, the day after I said that, casting choice for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I was like, wow, I am a prophet of things that I never wish to see meet the light of day. So, there's that. There sure is that. They should swerve everyone and make it a Blood Bowl show. That would be funny. I'd like that. Following a young, up-and-coming Blood Bowl team. Make Henry Cavill just a little goblin or something. Little snotling. I don't think they'll do that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Ultramarines, whatever they decide to focus on. I have a hard time believing they're not gonna go with, I have a hard time believing they wouldn't go with Ultramarines as their protagonist. The least I think what would be smartest for them to do, frankly, is to, like, condense one of their sort of Horus Heresy narratives into a show. Like, people can understand brother betraying brother in war. I think if you make Horus interesting and scheming, people would be interested in that. That's if you're aiming to do something on the scale of, like, Game of Thrones or whatever, if you're gonna tell an epic, choose an epic to tell. That's the fucking most, I feel like it's the most coherent, and coherent's a weird word, but it's like, it's really thought out, you know, like, it has an impact on the world and people know the story, but it's not too far removed in terms of relatability. Like, people will expect betrayals in, like, political drama, war narrative kind of things. So I think they could do something like that really well. Could! Note the could there. People, there's no details about what route they're actually going to go. People are just talking about what they'd like to see. And I wouldn't, like, if I were the producer of the show, I that's not the direction I would go in, because I feel like I feel like with that, it's just the way I think they're probably gonna end up going. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of 40K stories that I just don't know as well, but I feel like that's the direction that they're gonna want to go. I wouldn't go that way because I feel like you have way too much opportunity to get it wrong as opposed to being able to get it right. But then again, I don't really have a firm, like, I mean, obviously, if I were making it right now, I'd be like, great, we're doing an Angron show. And people would be like, literally no one wants that. And I'd be like, do I look like I give a fuck? Like, if I had to make a Space Marine show, that's the one I'm making. But, yeah, they're not gonna make that. They wouldn't make that. That's not gonna make them money, so... I don't know. Probably whatever Space Marine story has done well, or whatever Ultramarine character is really well liked, I'd be willing to bet that's probably what they're gonna try and adapt. That or some sort of overarching Horus Heresy narrative to explain who all the characters are and why they do that betrayal stuff and why chaos bad. It's not what I'd like to see, I just kind of think it's what we're going to end up getting. I don't know who Kato Sicarius is. Blood Bowl sports anime, 10 out of 10 idea. Would watch that. Yes, that's a great idea. Or maybe they'll do like a... I don't hope they don't do like a how the Space Marines were created kind of show. Because then we'd have to see, what's his name? Scary Adeptus Mechanicus Spider-Man. I know it's not Fabius Bile, but that's the name that keeps coming to mind, and that's not it. Oh, God. I know his name. He's big, he's got the long coat. I can see him in my brain. Because he looks... Belisarius Call. It's Belisarius Call. Yeah, I don't want to see him in real... I don't want to see him moving around. I don't want to see him move. I don't want to see his creepy spidery body. I don't need to see that on screen. Okay, it will haunt my nightmares, alright? And I don't need that. He needs to stay as just a figurine. Like, I like him as a figure. I'm not scared of the model itself. I do know if it began to move, however, I would want to kill it with fire. There's something in seeing how those limbs would move and imagining what creepy mad scientist doctor voice he would talk in that I'm just like, nope, don't need you in my life. Stay the fuck over there, young man. Oh, probably old man in his case. I did have the opportunity to play more Borderlands 3 with my dear friends over the break, which I hadn't played in forever. Sadly, we only got a few hours in, so I didn't actually get to beat all the DLC that we kind of had on the docket to finally get me to close out this game. But we beat the first DLC, the Handsome Jack Casino one, and we started the second one, which is called, like, Guns, Love, and Tentacles or something like that. There's this really creepy guy behind the bar of this building that's definitely alive and eating us or some shit like that. But his voice just sounds like the barber surgeon guy from Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, like same cadence and all that shit. And at first I could swear they were the same person, but I looked up the voice actors and they're apparently not. But he was very creepy, and I imagine that Belisarius Call would talk similar to that. And I don't need that in my life, you know? I just don't. It's a good DLC. Like, I haven't finished it, obviously, but the area is well designed. It's creepy. It's interesting. Basically, I got as far as we went out to do what I forget what the kind of MacGuffin was that got us to leave the lodge in the middle of the night. And we found that cult, and then old Hammerlock, or was it Alistair? Whichever one of them. I think it was Alistair got possessed. One of the two got possessed. And he has glowy eyes and was speaking about the heart still breathes, the heart still bleeds, and I was like, nope. So that was plenty freaky. I have this habit of backing away from dialogue that I don't like in video games too, which my friends always find mildly amusing. They're goofs, the lot of them. Adam and Mark are. They're friends good enough that I have characters in Haikyuu where I sit there and go, ah yes, you remind me of this character. But you have to swear not to tell them that. Which I think I don't have to worry about. You all are, you're good at keeping those secrets. And reminding me to pick up Space Marines from Gen Con. Those are your two skills. You're very good at them. Yes! Plus Gage is back. Love, yeah, with the ring. Mm-hmm. Josh. You're not in the volleyball cartoon. I'm sorry. You're not there. I could give you an arbitrary assignment if you wanted, but when watching my volleyball stories, I don't sit there and go, "Oh man, that guy's totally Josh." How dare you? Sorry. It's the truth. My volleyball anime is very special to me. It's honestly only my nearest and dearest friends who have merited volleyball comparisons over the years. And while you're a lovely part of the server, and I do enjoy your antics on the daily, I can't say that I've ever known you in real life, Josh. Most of these, the vast majority of these are people who I actually know, excluding the lads from Ireland who happen to live in Ireland, which is the only reason I have not met them, something that I'm working on remedying in 2023. Little by little. I'm very excited about that. You've no idea how nice it's going to feel after very much having been depleted of family, whether blood or found, over the past year due to various reasons, and then suddenly finding a new one in Ireland, of all places, with some lads you meet. I haven't felt what it is to come home to old friends in a while, and I'm very excited to feel that again. It's going to be so nice. So very nice. Haven't really felt like I've seen family members in a while, so it's, I mean, they're not blood related, and we're not actually family by any technical definitions of, like, law and stuff like that, but, you know. Sometimes you just meet someone and you feel like you've known them for years, and they annoy the shit out of you, like you assume a sibling would. And it's kind of nice. It's certainly a country. Well, yeah, I think we can be pretty sure that it's gonna be a country. Because Riley, forgive me for not remembering, but you are Irish as well, aren't you? I'm not gonna ask anything creepy like what county you live in, but I'm not sure if you live in the same counties as any of the ones I'll be visiting. I assume I'll have to stop by the few hobby shops that are around. Like, obviously I'm gonna go to Dublin because that's like that's the main one that people go to, and a couple of my friends live there, and it's probably like the closest to a central hub for us all to meet up at, even though it's not in the center of the country. I pretty much demanded that Mark take me to Tato Park, except it's not Tato Park anymore. It's like Emerald Isle Park or some shit like that. If it's open when we go, that means I'll have to go to Meath or Westmeath. I think it's just regular Meath. Which I know I'm not saying right. But, you know, American. They're de-tatoing the park. I love that, honestly. Like, I think Mark once told me that Irish people aren't happy unless they've got something to complain about. And he complained that Tato Park was like complete shit and it was dumb as fuck that they have a stupid potato man as their mascot. And now that they're not gonna have a stupid potato man as the mascot, he's like, this is bullshit. Which is very funny to me. I've decided I do like the Animal Crossing music, so that might be a new one for us to stick with for a while. Not the worst you've heard? Thank you. I appreciate that. There's certainly a lot of words or places that I will not be able to pronounce at all. I'm pretty rubbish at saying Donegal or Donegal. I don't know. It's one of the other counties and or cities, but I don't get that one too good. And then there's quite a lot of stuff that looks like it's spelt one way and is said the complete opposite, which I'm sure is gonna trip me up more than once, but I'll have a bunch of Irish lads chuckling at that, so that'll be fun for me. Mr. Tato is a demon. You're happy to see him go. It's fair. If you did have to store a demonic, like an actual demon inside of a host, I could easily see Mr. Tato being used for such nefarious purpose. I don't know, man. It's not 10 p.m. here. It's only 7:52. I haven't even been streaming for a full hour yet. Almost. We're at like 57 minutes, but yeah. Keep an eye out for italicized place names. That's the original Irish version. Okay. Good to know. Check out the thing you sent me on Instagram. It is very poggers. Okay. I'll check it out. I'll take a little break. Let's see. Let's see, Twig. What'd you send me? It better be poggers. Wow. That is a large gobstopper. Okay, fair. Poggers indeed. Yeah, because I would initially say Galway as Galway, but I know that's not right. But you're saying Donegal is closer. And oh gosh, I'm not sure about how to say. Is that Gollum? Would that be it? I don't know. You can rank my pronunciation there. I don't think either one is right. But I'll give it the old try. Oh, sweet. I think I'll definitely stick out as being plenty American. I do have this voice o' mine, and from what I understand, from what Adam tells me, people in Ireland don't necessarily have the most outlandish of clothes, and I certainly tend towards bright colors and stuff that, you know, might not necessarily constitute your standard adult person outfit. Just sort of a lot of colors and patterns going on all at once. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm sure it'll be fine, though. I'm just nervous. It's my first time that I'll be traveling overseas. I still gotta, like, get a passport and all that fun bullshit. But I'm saving all of my... because I got my name legally changed. So I've been like, you know what? Worry about getting your new birth certificate and social security card and all that in the new year. It was hard enough for 2022 you to just accomplish the legal name change, so you know what? Let future fives take care of those other problems, so that's kind of where we're at with that. Why am I painting these one at a time instead of in a batch? I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but this is just the way that they're getting done. I just wear whatever. I can't say that I wear anything consistently. I own too many different things, and I can never seem to pick a style. I do like varsity jackets a lot, though. I bought a clown varsity jacket, and that's due to come in the next few weeks. I'm pretty hyped for it, honestly. It's gonna be my Adepticon outfit, so if you happen to be going to Adepticon and you see someone walking around in a clown varsity jacket, might be me, or somebody else with great fashion sense. Good night, Anno. Thanks for being here. It's always good to see you. Get some rest. Also, Riley, what the fuck are you doing up so late? It's pretty late in Ireland. It's gotta be approaching, like, 1 a.m., if not later. Yes, a clown varsity jacket, like those Letterman jackets that you see the footballers wearing in American TV dramas. Someone designed one, but it's pastel colors. There's a balloon dog on the back. It says honk on one of the sleeves. It's beautiful. It's the day after Christmas. Time is meaningless. I wish that I had more time off for it to be meaningless, honestly. I had to go back to work today and it was big sad. But I do get next Monday off, or this upcoming Monday off for New Year's, so that's kind of nice. There's a beautiful symmetry in not having to work the last Monday of this year and the first Monday of the new year. Aw, thanks, Anno. It makes me feel really good. It's about 2 a.m. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I used to... Both of my Irish friends used to be huge insomniacs. I think they've calmed down a bit now, whether that's a regulation through school or just actually being able to improve their sleep schedules. It's, oh, God. Twig, we gotta get back to playing some Onion Ring soon. We gotta get back to Elden Ring. I need you to help me defeat the fox wolf lady in Lunaria at the top of the castle. I played a little bit on Christmas and I got like all the lanterns that go there. But I couldn't actually defeat the lady. I didn't even try because I didn't want to get my ass handed to me on Christmas Day, but I wanted to play a little bit, so I accomplished those few things. I also did like one of the the first little dungeon that you find with the weird cat thing, the robot cat sort of weird thing with the flame on its tail. You know what I'm talking about. I thought it looked kind of like the Rat King from the Nutcracker, so I saved that to beat on Christmas. And it was super easy, like I knew I could do it, and it only took like 3 seconds to beat, but yeah, that's what I did. I really like how dumb this Necromunda crew looks. I won't lie to you. Making a McDonald's themed crew is pretty fun. Did a bit of looting about, that doesn't surprise me. I feel like I need to look at a catalog of the different outfits that you can get in Elden Ring, because I'm just not, like, I kind of like the one that I have, but I feel like I could be more better Fashion Souls. And I need to sort of peruse and browse for what's available to me, then pick something to go hunt down. Painting all these details sure is fiddly, though. It's kind of messing with my eyes. Which probably means I need to stop fiddling with stripes, at least right now. Ugh, can probably still paint in a lot of coats, though, which might just be what I start doing. I think I might want to make a video about this guy, because I kit bashed him. So I'm gonna set him to the side. Paint some of these other dudes. Fives you more washes. What? What? Explain yourself. What does that mean, Josh? What does that mean? You did progress the deathbed lady quest a bit. Okay, fair. Do more washes? Do more washes on this guy? I mean, I could, but I kind of like how he looks. This guy hasn't had a wash yet. I have to do the stripes before I put the wash on. And my eyes are saying, no, stop painting stripes right now, so that's kind of where we're at with that. He's dirty, wash him. No, he's fine. He's fine. I like washes. I just, with my Night Titan I pushed myself to not use any washes at all. I did use some panel liner, which I have mixed feelings about. I wish that I was slightly more neat with it, which probably means I just needed to, varnish and then clean up any mistakes, which I didn't do. Uh, Classic me. But it works really well, so... I mean, I don't think anyone can argue that I didn't get a good result with the final night. No, these are, so... Maybe I haven't been holding them up to the camera well enough. Can you see that? Is that... Boop, boop, boop. Hang on. Let me not let that paint dry on the brush. Just give me a sec. So, I think you can see it there, but these are, like, Ronald McDonald themed. So they have... You have to do the stripes on the pipes and on their little arms. That's the part that I was kind of not able to focus on really well. So, no, not zebra stripes. I have done a zebra stripe project, and I honestly really like how it came out. So 10 out of 10 would do zebra stripe color scheme again. If the right project sort of came up, and I was like, zebra stripes would be good. I did, a Cruel Boys... What is that model called? Sludge Raker Beast. As a zebra cake. And then I did a Cosmic Brownie Troll. Yeah, I had some fun. Some fun with my Cruel Boys. They're all kind of zebra striped gum themed, so that was really fun as well. Did I get inspired by Cursed McDonald Guy? I don't know who Cursed McDonald Guy is. I just kind of... Ever since Dana Howe painted a McDonald's squig for my, my clown collab project, I've been wanting to do my own McDonald's project. And I just didn't know exactly where to fit it in. But this seems to be a good place to do it. And, I don't know, I feel like Necromunda sort of weirdly fits the vibe for McDonald's somehow. Like, they're all just supposed to be scavenging up some weird food out in the desert. And I don't know, if any corporation was gonna endure to continue to selling food of a kind, well, it would probably be Waffle House, let's be honest. They seem like the most survivable in terms of just how their restaurants are structured to run during crisis, which, I'm sure their workers have mixed opinions about, but has certainly become something of a meme that you can judge the weather based on if Waffle House is open or not. But, anyway, I like to think that these are just some sort of eternal... People condemned, I suppose, to eternal life of McDonald's. I don't know. I haven't quite worked out the lore for these guys exactly, but it'll be sort of funny and weird. It'll be funny and weird. I still could stand to know more about Necromunda than I do. I fell off listening to the Dome Runners podcast, which Crimson Oracle does. It has all of the fucking Necromunda lore that you could want. I just kind of need to get back into that. But I've been bad with podcasts this year. I did not listen to many. Ever since the Magnus Archives ended, it's like nothing can hold my focus. Make a bunch of hats for a Hamburglar gang. Feral McDonald's, yeah. I'm so sorry, Twig. Maybe I did. I don't remember, though. I apologize. To be fair, you send me a lot of cool stuff on Instagram. Oh, we are out of focus? Thank you. Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate that. And you said it so nicely, too. Are we back in focus now? I believe we are. I said kill him with fire. Yeah, that sounds like me. You sent it to me again? You want me to be traumatized again? Fine. McDonald's breakfast is a valid breakfast choice. It's my road trip breakfast choice of choice. I need my freaking bacon, egg, and cheese muffin. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. That's what it is. Yeah. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits are the shit. I haven't had one in forever. Okay, I see that you sent it again. I'm checking. Oh, right! Oh, fuck! Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, maybe a little bit, but he's very cursed. See, everybody's just talking about McDonald's now. How very American of me to get everybody on the topic of McDonald's. Not sponsored. Would 10 out of 10 take a McDonald's sponsorship, though? I'm sorry. I love everybody dearly, but I do also love fries and Coke and breakfast sandwiches. It's the truth. I'm not gonna lie and tell people that McDonald's is healthy. Am I gonna lie and say it's not good? Also, no. I'm not above it. McSugar Candy McMiniatures. I'm sorry you can't eat McDonald's, Twig. You're probably the better for it. The true curse of batch painting is when you realize how many of the guys there are in a batch. I think there's only 10 in Necromunda, which isn't too bad. Ooh, yeah. If that's the case, Twig, obviously don't eat McDonald's. Nice. I'm glad you found a nice local burger place. I 100% didn't think things through at all because Cam was supposed to come over and play board games with me tomorrow. And I was like, oh, we should order pizza. That'll be simple and good. And who doesn't like pizza? And then today I was like, oh man, it's the final episode of Chainsaw Man. I kind of want to make a little treat for myself. I don't want to have to cook. It's, you know, you only get the last Chainsaw Man Tuesday, like, you know, once in probably a year. We'll probably have to wait 2 years for the next season or some bullshit like that. So I was like, I'm gonna order a pizza. So I did order pizza. Which means I'm either gonna have to convince sweet, lovable Cameron to eat something other than pizza, which honestly shouldn't be that hard. Cameron seems pretty agreeable. But I also did say we'll get a pizza, and now I'm gonna be like, hey, you remember that pizza that I said we were gonna get? How would you feel if we changed plans? I think there's some part of me that needs to realize adults really do not care if they specifically get pizza or not. But man, does my conscience, the little Jiminy Cricket inside of me feel weird about that. I could just eat pizza 2 days in a row as well, but then I'd have to eat 2 separate pizzas. Because I still have, like, a half a pizza in the fridge, but you can't just feed people your leftover pizza. Like, that's weird. Thanks, guys. Thank you for listening to me rant about my strange problems. Oh, sweet. Cameron says we don't have to have pizza. Excellent. Well, you know what? We can have whatever. Whatever we can get delivered, really. Because I don't know if you have a car. I think you might be rocking the bus system just like me. I'm sure as hell not going out any more than I have to. But if you do have a car, then we could just pick something up, I suppose. But anything else we can get to, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Why am I figuring this out now? I don't know. Cool. We'll figure it out. You message me and we'll work shit out. I could certainly pay for food. I have money. I do the job. I do the adult things so I can do the fun things. I'm trying really hard to make peace with the fact that I don't like my job, and that's just gonna be how it is for a good long while, but if I can learn to not be stressed out with it, then I can just do my dumb little job and buy my dumb little minis and have a nice little life. And that'll be okay. Like, I did get to have a very nice Christmas because I just bought myself the stuff that I wanted, and nobody yelled at me. There were no fights in my house, which is quite nice. Paint and pizza talk stream. ASMR Pfeiffer and Cameron make dinner plans on stream. I just like to know, okay? I like to be prepared. I don't know. Like, I wish that there were decent Chinese takeout places in our town, but there aren't. And people try to convince me that it's, like, okay. And sure, it's, like, not the worst thing I've ever eaten, but it's also not great, and it makes me sad. I used to live in places with better Chinese food, and I do miss that. So I almost never want to order Chinese takeout because I just look at it and I'm like, you are not all that you could have been. But every now and again I'll be like, yeah, that's the route to go down, and then I order it and I'm like, why is this bad? What did you think it was gonna be? Vibes. Did you really think that it was magically gonna change and be delicious now? You were wrong. You were wrong all along. We could get hammed burglars. That we could do. Ooh, you know what we should do, Cam? We should go to Culver's. Culver's fucks so hard. I love that little Midwest restaurant. It's fun, but I have to like walk across a fucking highway if I want to get there myself. Just walking along. So if you have a car, let's go to Culver's. Yes, awesome. Okay, cool. You know, see, look at that. Plans changed. ASMR, Cameron and Fives made plans. I would high five you through the screen, but instead I will simply wait until tomorrow, and then we can high five in person. Butterburgers are good. Their pretzel bites are good. Their frozen custard's good. I think their fries are mid. Like, I don't really love Culver's fries. I'll be honest. I feel like they undercook them. But I'm not gonna walk up to that person and be like, listen, I need you to fry those fries twice for me specifically. They do have curds. They got the cheese curds. Maybe I'll get cheese curds. If I remember, cheese curds are still like a new food group to me. I know I've lived here for several years, but I'm just not used to them being on menus. I never think like, oh man, I should make my fries a cheese curd. I do wish we had a Zaxby's or a Cane's out here though. That would be nice. We have a Popeyes, which is okay. We have a KFC, which is okay. You know what we also have near me? We have an empty retail space that I am begging them to fill with a decent ramen shop. Because if they built that walking distance from my house, I would be there every day. Every day. What the hell is a cheese curd? I'm glad you asked, because I also didn't really know. I can't tell you, like, what specifically makes it a cheese curd as opposed to just cheese. But it's just like, if you imagine a little cube of cheese that was breaded and then fried, that's a fried cheese curd, essentially. It's pretty much like a mozzarella stick, but smaller. And sometimes they're mozzarella, or sometimes they're different kinds of cheddar. Or different kinds of cheese, not different kinds of cheddar. You know what I meant. I don't know what specifically makes them cheese curds, though. I was not raised in the Midwest, so I'm allowed to be ignorant of this. No one can get mad at me for it. Ramen shops are amazing. Hello, Nick. Yes, this is a ceramic palette. My friend got it for me for Christmas. Don't eat ramen every day. I wouldn't literally eat ramen every day. I just meant if they put a ramen shop in near me, I'd be very excited about it, and I would become a regular there. Let's put it like that. Yeah, I don't know why they're made. I don't know why they're cheese curds. They're just cheese. Well, this one has kind of like a jazzy pose. Look at this little air traffic controller wannabe. I think he was probably supposed to be in the same pose as this guy. But, something went wrong there. What did I do? Why did I make it like that? It's fine. It's fine. We're not gonna question it. I'm gonna accept the wisdom of my past decisions. Roll with it. I should open a ramen shop? No. See, the thing is, there's no way at this point in my life, unless I bought an entirely new wardrobe, that I could ever convince myself that there is not at least a potential for cat hair to make its way into the food. Obviously I do my best, but my cats are freaking nightmares. And they get everywhere. And if I opened a ramen shop, somehow, even if that was in a different location from my house, I know that there would be cat hair involved. I don't want to have to run a business and deal with all that either. That sounds like a nightmare. I don't think this area would be bad for it. Like, you could probably make a killing. There's enough people who like different dining experiences and also weebs in this area where you could do okay if you opened a ramen shop. I mean, I don't really, no, I could not with my cats. They are not cat cafe material. Achilles is very friendly, but I wouldn't, like, I just don't trust the public around him with his eye. I know that some lady's deranged 5-year-old or whatever would just go right up to him and poke him in his socket, and I'd unfortunately be put, like, that would be the end of the channel, because I would then go to prison. I don't feel like I have to elaborate on that at all. But if somebody hurt my cat, I would not be able to maintain my composure very well. Which is why I don't run a cat cafe. Also, I don't like cleaning and washing dishes. And that would be a primary part of running a cat cafe, would be cleaning up after cats and washing dishes. So, yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's a cuter idea in theory than it ever would be in practice. I do make a mean bowl of ramen, though. I only make it at maximum 3 times a year, because I do actually hate all the effort that goes into breading and frying chicken. It's just annoying, and I don't like it. But on Thanksgiving, sometimes on Christmas, I didn't do it on Christmas this year, because I've had something else. And on New Year's, if I am really feeling like putting the effort in, I will make ramen. I'll make chicken katsu ramen for myself. And it is probably the best thing I know how to cook. It's very good. It just takes effort, so. Yeah, Twig, get some sleep, please. It is 2 a.m. You should have been in bed hours ago. Riley, that is directed as you as well. You should both be asleep. I don't know what it is about international insomniacs, but probably it's just the time that I stream. Y'all tend to flock to these places. You are in your bed, though. Okay, well, now it is time for you to sleep in that bed. I'll message you about playing some Elden Ring soon. At a reasonable hour. That is not 2 a.m. All you with your fucked up sleep schedules. I know, and I am not silently judging. Okay, cool. Good to know. Also go to sleep. I feel like I'm a parent at a sleepover. Look what you guys made me do. I never wanted to have to do that. I miss having sleepovers. Nobody wants to, like, just hang out all night and watch funny YouTube compilations and then, like, look through someone's DVD collection and be like, oh man, Phantom of the Opera, I've never seen that. And then you play that, or you dig out an old board game, or you listen to a CD on repeat. We'll try to make some popcorn quietly at, like, midnight. I just live alone so I can do all those things all the time, I guess. But, like, you know, there's something to having it be a sleepover. Like, why is no one showing up to my house with fun little pajamas and a sleeping bag that has the Little Mermaid or Bug's Life characters on it? No one does that, I suppose, because, you know, everybody's an adult with a job to go to the next day. So it makes sense, but I just, you know. I feel like it would be fun. I have the strangest complaints sometimes. I'm sorry that you guys have to deal with this shit. See, at least in my videos, there's a filter. There's a editor me that comes through and is like, you know what? I'm gonna take what you say and fix it and make it so that you A, don't swear that much, and B, don't say some wild unhinged shit. I do want to thank you all for watching, though. We are speeding towards 2,000 watch time hours, which is half of what we need to get monetized. You need 4,000 total, and we are at a neat 1,820 some. So we're doing it. I'm hoping that by the end of 2023, I have those 4,000 watch hours that I need and can get monetized. That's the dream. Obviously, I won't be making huge dollars off YouTube anytime soon, but, like, that's still an accomplishment. And I'm looking forward to it and seeing where this little channel of mine can go. All I have planned for next year is dumb projects. I have not planned a single good project, which I probably need to work on and figure out. But if I make a Necromunda McDonald's video, I don't think I can put that in the hinged category. I do want to make more Night Titan videos, so hopefully you guys aren't annoyed by that, because I will likely keep making those. I mean, you saw that I got the Chain Breaker Lance Battle Force box. I gotta paint that up. I wonder if I like this because it's a McDonald's color scheme, or because it lets me paint silly little yellow jackets on all these guys. You welcome the night videos? I'm so glad. Honestly, it's my best performing video that I've done outside of the clown collab. I haven't checked the analytics on it, but let me do that now and we can see where we're at. Been a bit busy today, reading about angels and being traumatized by the end of Chainsaw Man. That's actually not true. I wasn't traumatized. I just, you know, lived. I had to live with the anticipation and then watch it. You understand the words that I'm trying to say, I hope. Ooh. Hydrating. Yeah, let's see. If we go to the analytics on this, I have gotten 826 views on that little Imperial Night video, which is very good for only having been out for 3 days. That's about as good as it gets for me, honestly. I'm sure there are some creators who are like, man, that is nothing, but I mean, for me, it's good. It's very good. So I'm happy with it. Plus, I had a blast painting that night. It's probably one of my favorite things that I've ever painted. And I'm really excited to expand the army with what I think I'm gonna do more variations on ice cream flavors is kind of where I hope to go. As opposed to just doing them all mint chocolate chip. I do love all the people in the comments of my poll about which night I should make next, saying that I should magnetize my night, and I'm like, I hear ya, I see you, your comments are valid. However, I hate assembly so much, and I'm just not going to do that. Neapolitan is definitely on the short list of color schemes. I haven't decided whether I want to make that a big night or one of the little nights, though. Because I do have the 4 baby nights. And I'm actually kind of disappointed because in the Chainbreaker Lance box, instead of getting to decide if you want 4 of one or 4 of the other, you have to do 2 and 2 because they only included the sprues to do 2 and 2. So that kind of sucks in my opinion. I would have liked to see both options be available. Especially because I prefer the look of one option to the other. I like the straight up, I don't remember what they're called, but there's ones that look kind of Adeptus Mechanicus-y, and there's one that just looks more like default Imperial Knight, and I prefer the default Imperial Knight ones to the Adeptus Mechanicus-y looking ones. But it's fine. That's very fair. Knights do take a good deal of room. Whittle Knight. Yeah, I've built part of the Whittle Knight. Because I want to leave some in sub assemblies so that they're easier to paint. So I've kind of built one out in all of its component parts, and then I started building a second one. Haven't gotten around to painting them yet, though. Obviously, if I haven't finished building them. This will be an all-night army. They will not be a part of another army. I have no plans for that at this time. I do have some Adeptus Mechanicus miniatures that I suppose I could field with them if I wanted to. But, I really wanted to get knights because I figure if I'm gonna learn the rules of 40k, I want the simplest army possible. And I figured knights had to be that because they have the littlest variety of models. So, like, if I buy the big guy, the Dominus, then that's one of every model in the range. Not every variety. Like, obviously, you can have different sorts of knights, sure. But I'll have one of every model, and I figure I can learn how to strategize better if I have fewer options than if it seems like there's a whole lot of different ways to play an army. I'll have to remember less rules this way, theoretically speaking. Because I do want them to see battle at some point. I want to work up the confidence to play 40k at my local store again. But I had a not great experience the first time I went, and I've just been intimidated to go back. And I don't really know how to get over that intimidation and find a way back and see if maybe the community's hopefully changed a little bit. People are like, you can just play Kill Team and stuff. I don't really know that you can play Kill Team with an Imperial Knight. I think that they probably don't have Kill Team rules, so... Yeah, but I want to build a knight army. I don't need to. I could just fucking finish my Tau army or some shit, but... Ugh. Sometimes you make impulse decisions. However, painting that knight was literally the most fun I'd had painting Warhammer all year, I think, in terms of just how the whole project went. So, no regrets, honestly, and I've pretty much wanted to paint another knight since the moment I finished that knight. Hi, 80. Sorry, I couldn't think of a thematic title. I was like, what do you call... What is today? Like, it's not the day after Christmas. It's not the day before New Year's or anything like that. It's just sort of one of those in-between days, so... Sorry I betrayed you. Is what it is. Let's see. Got 2, 4, 6, 8. Where's the rest of ye? 9. Yeah, and I guess the Dunkaroo one that I have to repaint. I should probably reprime him before painting him again. We're getting closer to having all their little yellow tunics, yellow coats painted. I like that this guy looks like a heavy weapons specialist. He's probably my favorite in terms of his little face. But I had lost, like, I had left these sitting in a drawer, and they lost, parts. Like, I couldn't find them anymore. So he was missing his backpack, so I gave him this sick Zinch cape. And then he was missing an arm, so I gave him this sick robot arm. These are also parts that I got from Roz at, Gen Con, who just brought the entire, their entire bits box, in addition to gifting me the freaking knight. Y'all too generous. The fans of this channel really, truly. I never expected to be gifted stuff like Night Titans and Play-Doh Fun Factories, but, sometimes people are just like, yeah, I want to see that happen. Oh man, I'm so sorry, 80. I wish I could help. I am not a licensed medical professional. All I can really say is I hope that you feel better, and if you can take medicine to help with that, you should. Please stay hydrated, and don't strain yourself. I wish that I could make you feel better. Unfortunately, all I can offer you is a Necromunda in these trying times. That's about as good as I can do. Oh, would it make you feel better to see a sleepy Hector? I bet it would, even if it can't actually make you feel better. Your mom won't kill you if you barf. Here, I will show you a sleepy Hector. He is a sleepy boy. Ah, did you make a little squeak? That was very cute. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I know. You want belly pets. Look at that yawning boy. He's so sleepy. He's so tired. Yeah. So sleepy, tired. Oh my god. I know. You were being such a good boy and just behaving yourself. There's a sleepy lobster over there, and behind those pile of blankets, a sleepy Achilles. I knew Sleepy Hector would help. Yes, I know. You are not a licensed medical professional either. You just have all the confidence in the world. Mm-hmm. You do. It's unfounded. Completely. Completely unfounded. I have unfortunately woken up the sleepy Hector now, who believes that it is time for pets. To be fair, it 'twas my own doing. Hector has decided that this is the Hector show now. Haven't you, buddy? Yeah. It's the Hector show. What do you think? What do you think of the color scheme, buddy? Like it? I know, I still have Christmas decorations up. They're not coming down until New Year's, at least. He is a professional cat, absolutely. He's very good at being a cat. He causes mischief 24/7. You do? Ow, and you're stepping on my leg in a very uncomfortable way. Do you want to go back to napping? Because that would be ideal. No, you don't. Oh, you want to put your tail in all of my paint. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're purring and kneading now. This might be the end of where we paint for the night, because Hector has decided. To be fair, 'twas I that woke the Hector, but he has decided that it's attention time. Which is fair. I was only going to stream for about 2 hours, and we're nearly there. We're about 5 minutes off. It's harder to stream on weekdays sometimes because I, have that work and job. Which means I need a maximum of, at least 3 hours that I lie on the couch disassociating and watching YouTube videos. It's a very important part of the decompression process. It is. I wasn't going to deny you the chance to see some cute cats. I realize that not everybody has cats, or can have cats, or can own pets. And I mean, for the longest time, my family wouldn't let me have a cat. They just didn't like cats, so I wasn't allowed to have one. For a good 21, 22 years of my life. And all I wanted forever was a cat. And I lived vicariously through everybody's cats on the internet. They were very important to me. So I understand how, if you're in a position where you can't have pets, or just, you know, even if you have pets, you can very much care about somebody else's. These ones are well cared for. They're my little boys. I'm never gonna live without cats again. I will always have at least one. Preferably 2. Or 3. 3 is the maximum. And I have 3 beautiful lads right now. Okay, buddy. Do you want to say goodbye to everybody, Hector? We are going to close up for now. Yes, we are. I need to pack up the shop. But you are in my lap, which is going to make that a little difficult. Oh, you made 80 feel so good that she is going to try to get up. Hector, what a good cat you are. You helped her feel better. You're such a good boy. I know. There's no good spot for me to hold my phone while also cleaning my desk while Hector is licking my wrist. So, if the camera work is shit, I apologize. That tickles, sir. It's very uncomfortable, actually. I clean up my desk. My phone is also on like 15%, so that's another reason that we're closing this up now. Because classic, guess who forgot to charge their battery? Spoiler alert, it's me. The more things stay the same, the less they change, or whatever that, you know, little soliloquy is. It's not a soliloquy, it's a saying, it's a phrase, it's something. Someone understands the words that I'm saying. Hector detector, yep. Sorry, Keegan, you came in just as I'm closing up for the night. The video on demand will be up soon enough, though, if that's your thing. The VOD, as the cool kids are saying. I don't know if cool kids say that. Cool kids do say poggers. That's one. That's one that I've picked up. That's one that I've learned. Ceramic palette makes satisfying noise. It go in drawer. We close drawer so heck do not get. No biting the miniatures. Alright, I'm gonna end it for here so I can pack up because Hector is gonna be a bit of a liability if I don't. Say goodbye, Hector! Beep beep. Do you want to beep beep? Do you want to say goodbye? No, you don't. Alright, bye everybody.